Usually, I wake up to interesting news, and today was no different. Apparently, Chase officially warns against using the viral infinite money glitch with its ATMs. That now you may be wondering what on earth is the infinite money glitch. Like that sounds as if it's the most stupid concept that I have ever heard in my life. And you wouldn't be far from the truth. I mean, this is a glitch that, how should I put this? TikTokers, yes. TikTokers invented. And it turns out that it has dire consequences. So let's see the original video yet, and then we can discuss it. Now, we do have the before and after video. So this is the before. And this is the after.
Fuck, man. They really told me to tap in. Next day I was supposed to clear. Look at my account, yo. Bro, what the...
And it got so out of hand, so many people did it, to the point where Chase Bank has to come in and say something that everyone else on the planet, besides TikTokers, realize it's common sense. Like, I don't know what these people were thinking. The most harrowing thing from Monopoly, that board game, is that community note which says bank error in your favor. If I ever had that, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Like, you know, sometimes you have like a moral conundrum. Like in a RPG where a decision says if you're a good person or not. Like you go to the store and by accident the clerk gives you more change than you're entitled to. And it's like, do you give the money back, yes or no? Or you go to the store and accidentally they forget to scan one of the products and you don't have to pay for it by some magical means. And again, do you go back and do you pay for it, yes or no? You know, these are moral questions that tell us the type of person we are. There is no moral question when it comes with a bank. If you wake up with more money than you have in your account due to banking error, it's not a question on if the bank is going to come on knocking. The question is when. When is the bank going to come back knocking? And not to mention, this is not even like a moral conundrum where you're walking on the street and you find a suitcase with $1 million in it. And again, it's like, do I give it back or don't I give it back? But if I keep it, even if I want to keep it, will anyone find out? Will the authorities figure out? No. This is not even that type of question because it's online. It's online. Everything is traced. They know where the money went. They will eventually figure it out. So the concept that people genuinely believe that you can go to an ATM and take advantage of what appears to be an infinite money glitch and Chase Bank just is not going to do anything about it is beyond bewildering. Now, I talked about this on my live stream and I was saying, well, I guess it's not so bad because they found out the next day, right? So you can't really spend $40,000 or the enormous amounts of cash these greedy TikTokers managed to take away. They can just give the money back, right? But apparently people who are more versed in American culture and American spending told me, Novi, it's very likely that the money is gone. I don't know, like, the type of magic, the type of jutsu that Americans can do in order to make, like, 40 grand disappear overnight. But if this is true, I mean, these people, Jesus, I can understand why they look so traumatized on camera. I can definitely see why you'd make this facial expression. 40 grand, wow. Now, it's interesting that some people say, well, now it's the bank's problem. Because how do you take money from people that don't have it? And, you know, like banks, if they can't get their money back, they're going to make absolutely sure that you're miserable as well. So, yeah, if it's a person that doesn't have much income and they can't pay it back, well, the bank can then follow that debt for the rest of your life. Every single time you open a bank account, every single time there's a financial transaction coming in, they can garnish that money. They can take a chunk of the amount of cash that you owe them. Even if you're never going to be able to pay them, they can follow you for the rest of your life. You're never going to make a loan. You're now on a blacklist. Other banks know that you're a bad payer. They will make your life miserable until you pay them back. And sometimes, if you don't pay them back right away, they can make your life miserable for the long run. So I don't feel even remotely concerned for Chase Bank and its finances. Unless there's like millions of TikTokers that did this. Because you know how the saying goes, if you owe the bank $1,000, then it's your problem. But if you owe the bank $100 million, then it's the bank's problem. Yeah, I don't think this situation applies here because the bank is going to get its money one way or another. But the interesting thing, which I find it very fascinating, is that they believe that this was a glitch when, in fact, it's actually a very known and well-documented type of fraud, which is check fraud. Now, the thing is, you can get away with it if you say, well, it was an error in the app, right? It's very difficult for the bank to prove malice. Like, they will still take your money away. They will still put a hold on your funds. And they will still find a way so that you pay them back, even if it was an error on the app. But it's a lot more difficult for you to get convicted. However, when you actually film yourself doing it, and you also encourage other people to do it, it's not good. It's not good. Yeah, I find it fascinating. Like, we live in the age of technology. You have the internet. You got ChatGPT. You can talk with other people from around the world. And they didn't think to actually consult before doing this. Like, I think I wasn't even 18 when I realized that if something is too good to be true, or if something gets you rich quickly, it's probably a scam. Like, when I started using the internet and you'd go on a website and there was like this flashy thing, it's like, congratulations, you're the 1 million viewer to our website. You managed to win $10 million. Just click here and give all of your personal info. I used to know that thing is bad. Like, I used to know, like, the chances are I'm not the 10th million person visiting the website. So if you find out something that's like, wow, this is so good, like you can just print money, you should at least think that no, hold on a little bit. It's not a good idea. It's not, no. And then you tell it to other people. Like, let's assume for the sake of the argument that it would work. Let's assume that you actually did find a way to print money and you're telling other people. Like, what do you think will happen? Chase Bank will collapse. Like, what do you think will happen to the economy then? God. It doesn't take a scientist to figure these things out. Like, I understand that there are some people that commit crimes because they genuinely do not know that what they did is a crime. Like, for instance, a lot of people wouldn't expect that, yeah, if you do find a bag of money on the streets and you pick it up and you take it home, that is a crime. Because in some countries, it's not, right? So, like, you have someone that's coming from a different country and they do this in another country, then they're like, well, whoopsie-doopsie, you know, I done goofed. Or recently, a lady has to pay, in my country, I think it's like 4,000 euros because she left a cat outside. Like, she wasn't aware that now the criminal code doesn't allow you to abandon animals. Because, like, up until a couple of years ago, that wasn't a crime. So, like, there are some situations where you can say, yeah, you should have known. But, like, I understand that, you know, this is not a person that, like, constantly reads the newspapers, that doesn't stay up to date. So, they did a mistake, but they still have to pay for it. However, in this situation, there's no way that they didn't know. Like, come on. Like, there is no way that at some point you didn't figure it out that what you're doing is bad. So I like to believe that they just did it for the views. I like to believe that they just went like, okay, well, we're doing this for the clickbait, and we're going to pay back the money when the time is due. Huh? Am I being a little bit too generous for thinking that this is the case? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys there. Take care.